So, guys, let's continue with the next part. So, in the last class, guys, we have integrated um, one of the great visual tool that help us to monitor our data from our data source, right? So, very quickly, if I revise or summarize in the simplest term what we have done actually. So I think now till now you guys are linked. Why mm, monitoring is so critical, right? Think in this way: you have a biggest or very big infrastructure in a data center. You can't go to every VM, every server, every database, every network device and check how they are behaving, right? You can't keep on monitoring the RAM and CPU, right? By going, even though if you keep on going to all the VM, you should know the command. For example, in the Red Hat, you should know the free-m command, or maybe Docker, you have to know Docker ps command. So maybe you guys doesn't know all the commands, right? So we want some tool that can help us to monitor the complete data center or complete infrastructure. Okay, but for monitoring, all right, how monitoring help you? I told you in the last class, it help you in the troubleshooting. It help you in taking the decision. Okay, it help you maybe the most important thing that I feel is in the tuning to improving the performance. To improving the performance. What happening right now, we can improve it. But but for monitoring, we need a data. So who will give the data to me? Without data, you can't monitor. And typically, when I say monitoring, right, it always on the real time. Normally on the real time, if I say, right, because obviously, if your server goes down right now, and if you get the information after next week, there is no meaning for this. If suddenly you get a spike in the traffic and server goes down, it becomes slow, your client is not happy. So you want the information right now, till in the right within second. That's called real time. So normally monitoring we do on the real time. Okay, so whatever data you have or from wherever you get retrieving the data, that will give you the real time data. So what I want, the program the program who collect the data is called data collection. It's called data collection. Okay, they have a capability, means this program has a capability to collect the data on the real time, and after collecting the data on the real time, store somewhere in some storage, or typically this storage is known as database. Store somewhere on the database. Okay, and because they are collecting your data on the real time and they're storing at the same time, means in the real time. So whatever tool for monitoring you're using, they will show you the output on the real time. And normally for monitoring, the best way to monitor is to visual, because for the human being, if I show you the visual, you understand very fastly. You can visualize, you can see the result very faster. We can see the spike or something goes down, the color change red and become something else very faster, right? Because by looking at the bigger number, data is very harder for our human being to visualize. So that is the reason for visualize. We always create a graph. Always create a graph to visual thing. For example, yes, one of the graph that you show yesterday is like this kind of graph, line graph, all the things. Okay, we see. So technically, if you want to do monitor, and technically it's not like we have to do monitoring. You need a data, and the program who collect the data is called this program. You can say the word called data collection. So in this very small requirement, if you talk about this requirement, the program that we use for the data collection is Prometheus. Prometheus is one of the programs we use for the data collection. And this program is storing the data in one storage. That is the Prometheus own internal database they are using. And the program who is helping Prometheus to collect the data are known as exporter. So we use the exporter program to collect the data. Okay, and after the data is stored here, so wherever you have the data stored are also known as data source. So that is my data source. But source for what? For the monitoring tool. And the monitoring tool that we used, we have again a lot of monitoring tool available, but one of the now has become a industry standard kind of tool is called Grafana. So Grafana is a monitoring tool. It will help you in visuals by creating the graphs, and for visual we need a data, but we need a data that give you the real-time graphs, right? So you can see in the real time what is happening over here. So they pick the data from the data source, but the data source wherever they're picking from should have a capability to store the data on the real time that Prometheus has. So it is not like this always you have to create a real-time graph. Maybe sometimes somebody asks you, can you tell me in last month the total number of cell you have done per city? So I say Mumbai we have done this, or maybe let's say per country, India we have this cell, Australia we have this cell, US we have this cell, Germany we have this cell. So this again what a graph, and how you are showing this graph using visuals. But this graph is not a real time because you are showing the graph of the last month or the last year. So you can think this is a historical graph or historical data you are showing, or historical graph you are showing. So Grafana has both the capability. So you want to show the static graph or the historical graph that is already happened, or you want to show the real-time graph, what is currently happening. So they have both the capability. Normally, Grafana is meant for monitoring. So in the monitoring, 99.9% we always want a real-time record. So they are very much powerful for the real-time monitoring. And that is the reason Grafana has almost maximum time we integrate with a database that is storing the data on the real time. One of the example is Prometheus. Okay, so this is the guys in this process or in this particular small architecture where our tool is fitting. I just again explain you in a little bit in different way, but this is the architecture we have. Okay, very small note again, because when you do the when you create a visuals, normally if you know a little bit about the graph, so this would be your y-axis, this would be x-axis. So normally in the x-axis we have a time. So we keep on checking. This particular time we have a spike. This particular time we have down, again down. In this, so there's something like that in this graph. So normally we create a graph where x-axis is a time. So per time, which I can see what is happening. Okay, so that is the reason Prometheus, what are data they're collecting. So Prometheus by themselves put the time. So that is in this database is known as time series database in the Prometheus. We'll discuss a lot about time series in the Prometheus. So this part we have done. We have successfully installed the Prometheus and Grafana, and we also successfully integrated the Grafana or the Prometheus. So today I'm moving to the next action, right? Because the main thing in the Prometheus is either you directly contact the Prometheus to check what is there in the database. So whatever there is in your database till now or it is coming on the real time, if you want to check, those are known as query. And in the database, normally when you query, you normally use some query languages. But Prometheus has their own query language called PromQL. So PromQL is a language through which we go to the database. There's called TSDB database. Okay, and we query from there. So either you query by yourself, or you can ask Grafana, they will query. Because intention is if you as a human being, if you use this language, contact the Prometheus to the Prometheus website or web UI, right? So that time you write your own query, they will retrieve the value and show you. But there's not so much graphical, there's not so much visual if you go for Prometheus web UI. So instead we write a query, or we keep on running the query again, execute. I don't want to do manual. So rather I run this query again and again. I'll ask my Grafana. Grafana, I am giving this query to you. Which query? PromQL to you. Instead, I run as a human being. You go on my behalf, run this query. Take the output and show me the output in the graph. And that time I also ask my Grafana, how frequently you run. So either you run manually, execute, ask the Grafana, keep on running every second, every minute, every 1 minute, every 5 seconds. That's called interval. We can set the interval, or it is also known as refresh time. So just try to show you one refresh time I set of 5 seconds. So I can show you today. So every 5 second or 5 minute refresh time interval, they keep on going, run the same query and do it. So technically, how to create the graph in the Grafana is so simple. I'll show you in more detail. It's pretty simple, but in the graph you have to feed the data. Without data, you won't able to create the graphs. But where do you get the data from? From data storage. Or who will get the data? Grafana. How? Because this data source is a Prometheus data source. So Grafana has to run the PromQL. It means either you run query directly or Grafana run query. In both the case, you should know PromQL. Because in the Grafana, you have to go and give the query what you would like to retrieve. You want to retrieve the number of CPU, you want to retrieve the number of container running or fail, you want to see the time of CPU used or RAM used or current RAM. Okay, so whatever you want, obviously Grafana will do for you. They keep on running for you. They keep on running the query for you. They can create the visual for you in this kind of line graph, other things. But they don't know what to do. So you have to tell Grafana that this is my requirement. So you have to tell your requirement using PromQL. So one of my main agenda for today is to explain you the PromQL, right? So if you know the PromQL, you can just write the query in the Grafana, or you can manually do it. But if we don't want to do manual, we learn from the manual so that we can learn faster. But after you learn the PromQL, exactly same query we'll put in the Grafana. They will do for you. So I think you guys link. So PromQL is very important to know. Only the condition is, right, if your backend data source is Prometheus. But if you say behind the Grafana, your data source is MySQL, then you have to use some other queries. For the MySQL, maybe they have some other way also to do the things. So depend which kind of backend you are using, right? In my case, I'm using Prometheus. So we have to go for PromQL language. Okay. Now, before I go for this, I would like to show you one more time very quickly to set up Prometheus server and Grafana server. Even though you guys know you have done this in the VM, but you know why I'm doing this thing? Because I'm going to show you this setup inside the Kubernetes. And you do know, guys, if you do inside the Kubernetes, you can get all the power of Kubernetes. So what I'm doing today, it won't take a lot of time because you know a lot of things already about Kubernetes. So I'm just launching my Kubernetes server or my Kubernetes node or the VM or the cluster, whatever you say. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you guys know inside the Kubernetes, we launch a container. What is inside the container? One OS. And on the top of OS, we can run a program. And what is Prometheus server is one kind of program, like a web server, like a database server. So this complete become what? Our container. And we put the container in one box. And what is box is known as pod. So can you launch this pod? Yes. What do you need? You need just image for this. Docker image or container image. Same way here. I launch one OS. On the top of the OS, I'll run this program. It become one container 2, and this container we will launch inside a pod, let's say pod 2. Again, for this, we just need one image. So do you know how to create this image? Yes. Do you know how to use base image like Ubuntu CentOS? Yes. On the top of CentOS, do you know how to install Grafana? I showed you yesterday. How to install the Grafana, how to run it. The way I show you in my Reddit, exactly same way you can launch in the CentOS. So I believe everybody has go through my Docker classes. So creating the image from the commit command, or creating the image from Docker file. This is very detailed class from very basics. I have already tick for you, so I don't want to do this again. So what I did, I already created images for you. These two images I already created for you. Okay, where I have uploaded my Docker Hub. So if you go to Docker Hub, okay, and here I uploaded today only 5 hours ago, right? One image, Vimal13/Prometheus. This is the image, and this is the Grafana image. Okay, and if you have the image, can you launch this image to run a container? Yes. Inside, can you run the container inside the pod? Yes. And if you want one more thing, maybe in the future I will change some version of this guy, or maybe this pod goes down, so I want somebody manage. So who will manage? We can create one replica set. In the future I want to change the version without downtime. Who will manage the version or rolling updates? Deployment. So everything you guys know. So we'll create one deployment for Prometheus, and we're going to create one deployment for Grafana. Because when you create deployment, behind the deployment, they automatically create replica set. And when you create replica set, they automatically create one pod with some image. So it look like very bigger, but it is so simple. One single command. Even though for deployment we don't have to go for YAML file in the Kubernetes. For deployment, the command is also available. Okay. So let me show you. So from today onwards, I'm not going to use my VM. Okay, so I show you here how to install Grafana or how to install Prometheus, right? So I'm not going to use this VM. Again, that they consume unwanted extra memory. And if this VM fail, it doesn't help you. But if something fail in the Kubernetes, they automatically launch for you. So there will be no downtime. So you guys know the power of Kubernetes. I don't want to again discuss. So I would like to take the power of Kubernetes and would like to deploy 2 deployments. So that's what I want. So it's so simple. It's so simple, right? Right now, if you see, there's nothing is here. Okay, so I'm asking my Kubernetes create a deployment, because deployment is so common. They have a command for this. Or my deployment name is, let's say, my prom deployment. From which image? Okay, this is the image I'm going to use. This is the image I'm going to use. Okay, so you guys know how to create the image. You can create your own image and upload. Right? If you don't want to create your image, you can use my image. That's also okay. So Vimal13/Prometheus. That's all, guys. So simple. One click, because this is the deployment, right? One minute. I think I run it already. Let me delete again. Delete all. Let me clean my environment. So one click, that's all. Everything is being cleared. So because even though you can just go for YAML file also, but without YAML file also I can run. So automatic your deployment created, automatic your replica set created, because my desire is one, to the launch one for you. In my case, it's very faster because I already downloaded image initially. In your case, it takes some time because they download the image from the internet. So one click, that's all. Prometheus done. But you guys know it is running inside the cluster. You want to connect to the Prometheus, the outside world, like from Windows. You'd expose. How to expose? kubectl. Expose your deployment. The name of deployment is my prom. This is the deployment I will have to expose with a type called node port. You guys know we already discussed this concept very detailed. So outside world I can connect. And the port is, you guys know the port number on which the Prometheus work. It is by default 9090. That's all. It is exposed. So guys, whatever we did, right? In once two command, everything is done. You don't have to go for extra VM or extra setup, right? It's been one click, it's done. Okay, just check this. This is the port number they give you. And what are the node IP you have? So you can use the minikube command, because minikube is the one who launched the node for me. So they have IP 100. Just go to IP 100 on port number 32055. This is the port number. So in this IP 32055, that's all. See, guys, Prometheus come up, and it's so simple. Technically, for the user perspective or the client perspective, they never feel it is running on the cloud, running on the VM, laptop, or maybe in Docker, Prometheus, Kubernetes, right? But technically, because it is running on the Kubernetes or inside the Kubernetes, so what you get it, right? Due to some reason, if your one pod goes down or one node goes down, if you're in the Kubernetes cluster, you won't miss anything. You won't lose the connectivity. It's keep on going on. It's keep on going on. So guys, here I'm not putting the PVC. Obviously, right now at field, your data goes, because for storage, you have to go for PVC. But maybe in an upcoming class, I'll show you, even though you guys know how to attach the PVC. So just for faster demonstration, I just go and launch it. Similarly, I'm going to launch one more pod, right? And this pod is using the image called Grafana. So either you create your own image. It's good. It's good. I suggest it will be a great practice for you. But if you don't want, just for usable sake, if you want to do, you can use my image. Okay, and just give the new name for the for the deployment. I say my Grafana, and also expose, because you want to connect from the outside world. So you guys know it is working on a port number 30,000 by default. Same port I'm running on, and I'm exposing the Grafana. That's all. So powerful. So one click, it done. Okay, let me share this code to you. So guys, two commands and my entire setup has been done. And it's so fault tolerant kind of, right? Nothing will fail. And if you go to this particular Grafana port 31075, right? 31075. So 31075. You also fix the port. You guys know how to fix. Now see, guys, complete Grafana Gamma, same speed, same power, right? This is the first setup. So I have to give the by default login admin, change the password the way we did yesterday, and that's all. That's all. And right now, this is the first time. So you guys know very quick demo again. When you launch your Grafana, you tell where your data source. You to connect with the data source. So just click on the data source. Okay, my data source is Prometheus. Select this. What is the URL of the Prometheus? So this is the URL where the Prometheus is working right now, and just connect it. So very simple, connect it. Just give some name you want to, change the name if you feel like. My Prometheus. Check the connectivity. Oh God, that's good. Connectivity is good. There's no challenge. And that's all. Right? You have the connectivity. So this part, guys, we did yesterday. It take a lot of time. Today, just 1-2 commands and everything is done. And setup is so fail tolerant. So if load increase, we can scale it, right? We can scale the Grafana, we can scale the promo. So that it is something like this. So that is not the main topic today. But I just wanted from tomorrow onward, don't use your VM. We'll launch this guy on the Kubernetes. But one more quick demo I would like to show you here is right now if you go to Prometheus, I have only one target. That's a by default on. So Prometheus will monitor themselves. Local host means themselves. Okay. But if you want to monitor other system, how we can do? So let's say I would have to monitor this node. So this is one node running on the cloud in my company. So let me launch this one. So this is not a part of Prometheus. There's one Red Hat server running. Okay. And I want this Red Hat server to be monitored. And let's say I have one more Reddit server running, maybe in the cloud, maybe other laptop we have Windows is running. I would like to monitor this guy. So current setup is something like this. So again, the same we already discussed yesterday, but I would like to show you one small thing that it is new for you. So so our current setup is something like this. We have a Grafana here. Behind the Grafana, they are writing the data from Prometheus, and Prometheus is collecting the data right from 3 data sources, right? And from the Prometheus, they are the not data source, right? They are the targets. So one target is one of my node. This is called node 1. Second target is my second node, is called node 2. And third target is not my complete node. It is just a service like web server, MySQL. In my case, let's say the same example, Docker. So that is my part. So I have 3 target 1, target 2, and target 3. But where you have to tell the target? Prometheus server. But where Prometheus is running? It is running on side the pod. Okay, which pod? This pod. This pod. This is a pod like an entire OS. So normally, technically, Prometheus is running inside it. So because Prometheus is running inside the pod, it means all the Prometheus program, right, inside the pod. So technically, if you want to tell the Prometheus that we have 3 targets, you have to go to configuration file, .yml file of Prometheus. So for this, you have to go inside the pod. You know how to go inside the pod, kubectl execute command. I would like to take the terminal interactive of this particular pod, and I would like to get the bash. So this command you guys know, nothing new for you. But maybe this command fail. They say inside this pod, it is a container. Inside the container, we have the OS, and inside the OS, bash command doesn't exist. And you know what, guys? Bash is just a command, a program. It gives you a shell. Not all the operating system has a bash shell. If bash is not available here, you can give one more shell. There is a very common shell. Normally, it is available in all the Linux OS. It's called sh. So now you get the shell, right? What is shell? If you go to my Linux classes of Rise, there I explain you very detail about what is the meaning of the shell. So, but this shell is like where we run the command. So I'm inside my pod. I'm inside my pod. 1 minute. So I'm inside my pod. Okay, and inside the pod we have the configuration file. So if you just go to /etc Prometheus, this is the location we have the file. Okay, so this is the folder where I kept this file. Why I say kept? Why I say I kept? Because I am the one who installed the Prometheus, right? So if you launch when you create your own image, you know your file where you keep. Okay, so just go to this file. Go to this file. Okay, and inside the file again, it is the same file. Again, the scraper time 15 seconds, same exact file, right? So just in this file, just let me copy some lines and paste it. And what I'm doing here, exactly the same. I'm going to write one more job here. Job is my node 1. Okay, and this node 1, the IP of my first node, I don't know. I don't know IP of these guys. So you don't have to monitor your own VM. You can monitor the cloud VM if you know the cloud, or you can monitor the other laptop's VM if you have the other laptop access. So whatever you monitor, you just have an internet connectivity or the network connectivity. So this is one node I would like to monitor, and one more node I have that I would like to monitor. So there's two Linux servers or Linux VM running somewhere on the data center. So maybe these guys might be IP, let's say 101. And you guys know this because this is a node. So in the node, we have to run the node exporter. And node exporter normally work on byte 49100. You can change the port, but this is the one of the target I write. So I'm going to write 3 more targets. Let me copy this line. Okay. So second node would be node 2. What is the IP of this guy? I don't know. Let me check. So why I am doing this? For multiple reasons. One of the reason is I am doing because I want to show you if your Prometheus is running inside the pod, how you can go and check the file. And second reason is if you have multiple target, so you have more data. If you have more data, and if you have more data, more queries you can write. More data you can see, more query you can write, so you can learn more. That is again my second intention. Okay, so I suggest multiple OS you launch, or maybe multiple container you also launch in the Docker. You can get the data from there also. All right. So right now, IP of this guy is 102, and let me run my node exporter the way I did from last 2 days. Node exporter. So this is my this is my IP 102. Okay, 102 node exporter. Again, one more small thing. When you run any program like in the command line, it is keep on running. And when the program is keep on running, they never give you next command promise. You're not able to run. You're not able to run you're not able to run your other commands. So if you want to run this command continuous, plus also you can get new terminal here. So what can you do? Right? If you do Control C here, you get the terminal, you get the command prompt, but your program also been terminated. So for this, in the Linux, we have option called Amazon. So if you guys go through my basic Linux classes, this is if your command is keep on running, you can use this symbol. So this will run this command on the background. You guys might know. Okay, you can use ampersand. But if you use the ampersand, okay, it will run on the background. Right? How I know it run on the background? You can use the command called jobs. This command is running on the background. It is keep on running. It don't fail. But the only challenge is, right, if this program is running on the background, when something happens, they keep on showing this message. Right now, there's nothing happening, but if they want to throw some message, even though when you run, they show you a lot of messages here. Okay, maybe sometime my Prometheus connect again, they show the message. So if they show the message, if I'm doing something here, I keep on it's keep on disturbing me. So I suggest don't use this command, even though I'm just going to show you one more command. Before this, let me tell you one more small thing. If you run the jobs command, it is running on the background. Any program that is running on the background, if you want to run again on the foreground, we have the command called fg you can use. So it come on the foreground. And after it come in the foreground, you can use Control C to run it. So guys, it is not the new thing. Again, I'm repeating. I am doing a little bit faster discussion here because in my last initial class of Linux that I shared initially, there I discussed this thing in very detail. First or second class, I believe I discussed there with the Firefox example, right? So let me give you as a baseline. So till here, everybody know. Okay, so what my plan is, if you want to run a program that is keep on running and you want this program run on the background, you can use ampersand. But if program is keep on giving some information, they keep on throwing you on your command terminal, it will disturb you. So for this, there is one command called no hub. So there's one Linux command we have for no hub. You just write no hub, then your command or the program name, and then the ampersand. This is the one thing you can write. So now if you see here, none of the messages come on the foreground. Your program is running. You can see the jobs command on the background. And due to any reason, whenever this program throw any message, it doesn't come on your command line. Right? It is keep on saving in one file. It's called no hub dot. So in the future, you want to see all the logs or the messages what this command is throwing. You can see this file in the future. You can cat the file and see what command is throwing. If you are interested to see, you can go and check. Okay, so that's what I suggest to run this command. Okay, run this command. So technically, my node exporter is running on the IP address 102. So let me write here. So in IP address 102, my node exporter is running. Okay, so what I showed you guys here, it is just a Linux concepts. There is nothing special about the DevOps and the Prometheus. But you should know basic things, right, about your operating system wherever you guys are working. And normally 90 maximum percent, not 90%, maximum percent of the company, we always use Linux servers. So you should know basics about the Linux servers, whichever technology you guys are working on. This OS having the IP 101. And again, I'm using the node exporter here. Node exporter, same way, /node exporter, run on the background and don't show me the message. No hub. Exactly the same. Right? So finally, according to this diagram, this is IP 101. This is IP 102. So let me update my Prometheus file. There I have one more node called 101 in this IP. And I will have to monitor one more thing. Let me copy. This will be my Docker. So I have one Docker service running, let's say in 101, and it is running. So you can check this file. I showed you yesterday how to integrate with Docker. So I don't have here. I think maybe in this system, etc Docker. Format. Yeah, this is the file I have. So it has been configured. But very small thing, guys, as a notice, right? By chance, yesterday the IP of my system is 101, so I write 101 here. But today my IP changed of this OS. Now today my IP is 102. Because IP always come from dynamic like DHCP server, so it keep on changing. So again, I have to change this file. Otherwise, it won't work, or maybe it failed. So to change this file. But maybe tomorrow IP again change. So it is always good practice. Rather than you use your IP here, okay, you can use one more keyword here called 0.0.0.0. It means whatever the current IP I have, retrieve that IP and give my Docker this port where my matrix is exporting. So this is the best way to do. So normally in the dynamic world, or especially in today's world, we never fix the IP, right? My IPs keep on changing. If you talk about the ports also, they keep on changing. So whatever IP that time they have, I'm not concerned about it. Okay, 0.0.0 means any of the IP, whatever I have currently, bind that IP to this port. It's called port binding or socket binding. So this is the right way to do. So I'm not bothered about what is my today's IP or tomorrow IP, because you change something in the file, because this is the file for the Docker. So I changed this. So very small concepts, but it is very useful. So today my IP is 101. So let me add here. So 101 or 1 or 102. My Docker is running on 1, 2, 3. So this is the same thing, guys, we did yesterday. Just extra knowledge I want to share with you. That's the reason I'm sharing this information to you. Because you change something in the Prometheus file, you have to restart your services. Systemctl by default doesn't work. We can make it supportable, systemctl, but it is not working right now. So what can I do? I can use pgrep command to find the process ID of Prometheus. By chance, because it is in the Docker, it is 1. And so what to do? Kill hub. I showed you this command yesterday. Now this command is useful here, because even though I'm the Docker, typically in Docker systemctl doesn't work, even though we have some way, but it's not work. So in the Docker, this is one great command to use. Okay, so I want to change the configuration file, it reload my services. This command I shared you guys yesterday to you. Yeah, so guys, so we have the same setup what we had yesterday, a little faster because multiple concepts I already explained somewhere. Okay. Now if you refresh, you can see everything come up. Now, four data point, we have two nodes. We have one Docker, they are fetching the informations, and one Prometheus, their own services, they are fetching. Okay, so a lot of data they are fetching or scraping and store in the database. Everything is up. But I told you one more thing. Whatever information they're fetching from node 1, that is with the label. Label is called job equals to node 1 or instance equal to this one. They attach this label. And this label is very important to in the searching. That's what I told you yesterday. So today, after you have this setup, now we can go for PromQL language. Now we have a lot of data. Okay, very small data you want to check. Just check for memory free. Same example that I show you. So because they are checking the memory for the node, and how many node we have? 2. So if I execute, you can see 2 more come up. Node 1 and node 2. Node 1 has this much free. This guy has this much free. So till here, guys, we already did yesterday. Maybe it will be a revision for you, but if you think, guys, I revised, but in the very other way. I revised with very different infrastructure. I revised with very different kind of integration, and I revised with different new concepts or new keywords I've given you. So it is not a revision. It is a new setup or the actual real setup. In the real world, and normally we deploy the Prometheus or Grafana or Elasticsearch, whatever you do, you will learn in the future. 90%, 90, like maybe Splunk also. You guys, a lot of guys might know Splunk also or AppDynamic also. Today's world, we deploy all the tool on the top of Kubernetes. Okay, on the top of Kubernetes. And where we launch the Kubernetes? So all the tool we deploy on the top of Kubernetes, and where we deploy the Kubernetes on the cloud computing. So cloud computing is the basic need for everything, right? Because cloud computing is the one who gave RAM, CPU, and everything to you. A lot of things they gave to you. So this is a complete architecture, right? So we do. So when tomorrow, guys, we are starting the hybrid cloud. So in the upcoming class, I'll show you how to deploy Kubernetes on the top of cloud computing. So if the Kubernetes deploy there, then on the top of Kubernetes, you can do whatever you would like to do. Okay, this is one of the great concept of hybrid cloud. This is not the only hybrid cloud. It's one of the great concept of the hybrid cloud. Not the multi-cloud. Multi-cloud is a different thing. I'm talking about the hybrid cloud. Okay, so we'll see from tomorrow when we start the cloud computing. Okay, so yeah, so setup is there. Our setup is there. It is working good. Now let's focus on this part, because for monitoring, either you manually monitor or Grafana monitor, we need PromQL. Okay, so right now for learning, I myself monitoring. So this is the monitoring we are doing manually. So let me start from here. So till here, you guys know very quickly one small revision I would like to do that I did yesterday already. That is, this part is known as variable, typically known as metrics, or you can say is a key. This part is the value. This is called key value. And this part, or this part, there's two name here, are the tag, is called label. Okay, now we utilize these levels. If you would like to search only, because you know what, when you run this query in your real data center, you have thousands of nodes running. All the nodes come here. All the nodes come here. But if you are only concentrated on the node, let's say node 1, so you can filter it. Just write here with curly braces and the name. You just use this this filter, or this typically also known as selector. So the same concept that we use in the Kubernetes. So we are selecting only these levels. So we are selectors. These are also known as selectors, and we execute only the selector command. Very simple query, and we did already yesterday. But the biggest power start today. You know what is this biggest power? The biggest power is, right, if you guys if you guys know any of this, what this query is doing, this is not as query. What this query is doing, they are searching. So guys, technically in the searching world, any of the search engine and one of the biggest search engine is Google search engine. Okay, so in any of the search from Google to Bing to Splunk to APM, your local search, any of the search engine, the search engine actual power come from a concept called regex. Regex is one of the powerful thing that is running on the search. The other thing also like indexing and other things, right? But regex is one of the powerful thing running inside or with the search engine. Okay, for example, very simple example, right? Let's say you have these nodes, all the nodes you have, and you have the requirement, right, to 1,000 node. You have the requirement to show all the node that name start with node. Okay, or maybe after node 1, node 2 doesn't matter, only with node, because maybe let's say the example of up. They show you a lot of things here. So they have some job is called node 1, some is Docker 1, node 2. But if you have a requirement to only check those node whose name is node 1. Okay, why? Because maybe this node 1 who gives this name, right? We are the one who gives this name, right? We are the one who gives this name. Where? In this file. So if you open this file, we have given this name, right? Or it is not like this, you just give any name. You always have give the job name very proper. It is something like this. We know this is my Windows server. So just say Windows node. Let's say this is Red Hat server. Let's say this is my database server. Let's say this is my secure mail server. Okay. Give this name proper. Or also we have some more concern. Maybe I'll take tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow. We can give some more name here. It is something like this. We did in the port and labels tags we have given. So we can give this node. This is the system from data center 1. This system for US region. We give a lot of tags. Okay, so we give all the tags here. And how to help you in the future? If anybody want to see, can you show me all the system of the Windows? Because I would like to check the total Windows system. Even though I would like to check they are running the job or not. Maybe one of the Windows this up means my job is running. It is so 1. 1 means my Prometheus is going to Windows and collecting data. But if it is show you 0, it means we have some disconnection between Prometheus server and the Windows. So we can check why the issue, maybe firewall network issue. This is again one of the things that we can monitor. Because if Prometheus is not able to connect to Windows, how they retrieve the information, right? So this is a one keyword or query or metric we can use. But I'm only interested in Windows or maybe Linux. But how you search Linux here? Okay, so for searching Linux, we have given very symmetrical name like node 1, node 2, node 3. These are my Linux system. So what can I do? Right? I write here, search for node 1. I only search for node 1, only one, right? I check this 1, then just go for 2. The click here, just go for 2, then go for 3. It's not the good way, right? Maybe you have thousands of node you have, node 1, node 2. So rather than we keep on doing one by one, what can you do? Instead we write 2 here, we can write dot here. We can add dot here. Okay, dot means, right, I am searching for all the job that name start with node. Okay, but after dot means they have any of the one character, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe A, maybe B. Dot means any of the character. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Now if you execute, it doesn't show you anything. Because if you use equals to, they think you are looking for a name for node dot. They think this is the literal name, exact name you're looking for. But I'm not looking for this exact name. What I'm looking for this name. So I want I want my query become a little bit intelligent, and they don't consider this dot as a dot character, as a literal, as a same character. I want they consider dot as a special character, a special character, and that has means any one character. They replace with any other character. Maybe one, maybe two, maybe three, maybe A, maybe B, any one character. Okay. If you want to do this, this concept is known as regular expression. And the short form it is known as reg-x. Reg-x. And if you want to consider this guy as a regex, then you have to change equal to here. And instead of equal to, you have to use equal to this symbol. This is the tilde symbol with the backquote in your keyboard. Now if you run, now you see here, what they're doing. They're searching, right? Initial character start with node. Afterward, it should be any of the one character. They are searching for you. So this is a very simple example here, right? There are a lot of advanced combination you can do, but for this you have to know very advanced regex. More and more regex you know, it will be good. For example, maybe you guys are looking for give me all the name with the node 1, or all the name job would be Docker, for example. Okay, so what can do? It is like OR, and for OR you can use pipe symbol. Okay, what I'm looking for, show me all the job, right? That their name is their name is Docker 1. Just 1 minute. This is the one complete here. This is again complete here. So what they show you, 1 minute. This is job or node equals to or this one. I think, yeah, this one. So technically, if I explain this point here, what I write here, okay, so job is my one variable. Okay, and here I use tilde. It means now job support regex also. And between the double quotes, I use this symbol. This is called pipe symbol. It is there in the keyboard, and pipe means or. It is in your programming or, and it is or. Okay, or, and in the or I give two values. One is this one, and one is this one. But in this value, I doesn't give any special character or dot something. So they are looking for job equals to Docker 1. Or in this I use dot, and dot has a one more meaning, means job dot is a one special character. So they also searching for node dot. Dot means any of the character. So whenever they look for, they find any tag with this guy, they find any tag with this node, start and end with anything, they show you. So 3 match they found to 3 things they search. So okay, so that's what I'm talking about, guys. In searching, right? Pipe, dot, these are the part of the regex. More regex, you know. It is not only 2 characters. There are tons of characters we have in the regex. More regex, you know. More granular way, advanced way you can search, because what is monitoring? Monitoring is all about searching. If you don't know how to search, there's no meaning of monitoring, right? There's nothing you can do on the monitoring world, right? So let me share this query to you. So I believe now you might understood the power of regex, right? So this is a very simple regex I show you, but a lot of advanced regex is there. So before I just go and explain this further query, right? Let me first explain you regex. Maybe a lot of guys doesn't know. So it is not used in Prometheus or the Grafana. maybe Elasticsearch, maybe Splunk, maybe programming language like Python, Java, anywhere, wherever you want to search something, you match something, filter something, right? You should know regex. So I just want 15-minute extra from you. And, I'm explaining the compared regex. Okay, and the concept I'm explaining you, it will apply across the globe, across any topics and any of the tool where you search, from programming language to these kind of tools. So for explaining the regex, right? So there's one online tool. If you search for regex, okay, and there's one tool called regex101.com. Okay, so just go for this particular website. Even though you can use anything, doesn't matter. The concept is exactly the same. But I'm just going for this particular website, regex101. Okay, and what I'm doing here, let's say I'm taking from very basics. Let's say you have a lot of data. Let's say you have ABC, ADC, AEC, AMC, AJC. Okay. Now your requirement, this is a lot of data you have, either in your file, either in your text, either in your dataset, databases, Prometheus, doesn't matter. If you want to search like ADC, this is the only character you would like to search. Okay, so what can you do? You can write ADC. That's all. That's what you were looking for, looking to search, right? So guys, as you write ADC, it's highlighted. You see here, they find here one match. If you see here, also see the match, one match they found over here, ADC. Very simple searching. But if you have a requirement, right? You say, I know. In starting, I have A. Then in the last, I have C. But in between, I don't remember what is the actual character. But I know there's some character, maybe A, B, D, I don't know. Okay, so what can you do? You can use dot here. Okay, dot means any of the character. So what they did, they highlight every guys. And what you see here, they match. Here they show you the result, match information. They find one match, ABC, ADC, AEC, AMC, AGC. 5 match they find for you. So dot means any of the character, but one character. Let's say one more example here. Let me remove the dot. Okay, let's say if you type AMNC. Now if you write, initially is A, last is C, in between I don't know. If you write one dot, they've searched all the guys but doesn't find this. Why? Because dot is for one character. Any of the character, but for one character. That's the meaning of the dot. Okay, so that's the meaning of the dot. It will work for you. Okay, but if you have a requirement, so let me write this keyword for you. I'll share it. Dot means any one character. Okay. Now, maybe if you have a requirement, let's say you have one more data like A1C, A7C, A#C. So you guys see here, dot means any of the character, any character, maybe a special one, number, alphabets. But if you have a requirement, you would like to search only DEM, any of the 3. Start with A, end with C, but it would be M or N or J. So you can use square bracket. So instead of dot, you can use square bracket. Okay. In square bracket, you can type or any of the character. For example, I am looking for either D is there, either M is there, or either J is there. Okay. So this is what you can do. So technically, when you write the square bracket, again it's just for only one, but whatever the with the or, always all whatever the name you give from that one, they pick only one of the characters. So whatever name you give or the alphabet you give, they pick from one. This is the way it works. So this square bracket is also again it's part of a regular expression, but it is known as a wildcard. So this is a wildcard factor. All right. So this is the name they given, but these are the part of regular expressions. Okay. But if you have a requirement, you have to search between A to Z. So rather you type A, B, C, D, all the characters, you can give range also. A till Z. You can use hyphen to give the range. And what they find these are the matches they found. 5, 6, 7 matches they found. Okay, so this is the thing you can do. So a range you can give here. Let me copy this guy. Okay, for the range. But if you have range for 1 to 9, so you can give 1 to 9 also. 1 to 9 or 0 to 9. So whenever they have anything 0 to 9, they will find for you. But if you want to negate, you don't want to find 0 to 9, anything apart or the inverse of the 0 to 9. And for negate or inverse, right, inside the square bracket, you can use this symbol, cap. Cap, what they do, whatever range you give, they negate it. It is like a reverse they for you. But if you write the cap outside the square bracket, that has a different meaning. I will explain you what is this. But if you write the cap symbol inside the square bracket, it will negate. So whatever range you ask, they will negate it. They show you the different characters. Okay, so this is some more character. Let's say some more example. I just want to show you here. For example, let's say I have A, B, C, A, B, C, 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 A, B, C, 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 C. Okay, so this character I have. I'm looking for search ABC. Let's search it ABC. But you know what I want? I want C should come one time or more than one time. So it should highlight. So right now they only search only ABC. And first of all, guys, whenever you go for regular expression, they are not concerned about the word. They are not bothered about the word, right? They never search for the word. Even though we can make it so that they can search the word, but they are always looking for the pattern. So whenever they find the pattern, they search for it. For example, all right, if I write something, then A, B, C in between. See here. Whenever they find this pattern ABC, they search for you. They highlight for you. Okay, like this. So they highlight ABC for you. But if you have a requirement that I want AB, then C should be one time or more than one time. Okay, then you can use plus symbol. Plus is again one kind of regex, also known as modifier or something known as quantifier. So what they do, they say C either come one or more than one, I'll search for you. See here, they also. But if you talk about AB, how much time C come here? Nothing, 0, right? So they say I just want AB, and then after AB, I require C at least 1. If you see here, match between 1 and unlimited. Unlimited means unlimited time C come up, they will highlight for you. So this is the meaning of plus. Minimum 1 time C will come up. But if you have requirement, C come 1, 2, 3, unlimited, or maybe 0 time. So this is the one of the example where C is not coming, 0 time. So that time instead of plus, you can use asterisk here. So they say either C come 1, 200, or maybe if you see in the highlight, if I highlight this from 0 to unlimited. So this is the one of the example where you can use star here or asterisk here. Again, asterisk is also known as quantifier. But these are the part of your regex. Those things you can do. Okay. Some more small symbol they have. For example, we have \s. So \s is some predefined character. Whenever they find spaces, they highlight. So if you're looking for the spaces, so they find these spaces. So sometimes you have to find the spaces also. So here, guys, there's no space. This is the enter actually. Okay. So if you are looking for the spaces, they have a special character called S. Similarly, if I write \w is for one character. So if you're looking for one character, okay, one character, then W will help you. So W is a special character. They help you for one character. Even you go for dot also, but if you go for dot, it will serve everything. Dot means everything. Space also come in the dot, because space also one kind of special character. So, but if you're looking for only for the character that is visible, then you have to use backslash W. So they only search the character, maybe, but only the character, not the specific character. So you see, guys, here hash is not selected. For example, if I search right here, ampersand, dollar, and dot dot dot, they are not selecting. So W means only word character from 0 to 9 or A to Z. So there is the searching of a small w. But if you search for backslash capital W, then they do in the reverse. So they will search all the special character from space to all the special characters that you have, that they search for you. Special character. This for non-special or non-special, I can just write the term. This is for spaces. Tab also come in the space or the tab. They will. So I think tab will they select. Let me check. For the tab here, they backslash or support. Yeah, tab also come. Similarly, if you press backslash D, D will only select the numbers 1, 2, 0, 9. They support. If you write capital D, it will support everything apart from that. It's like a reverse. So D is for numbers, backslash D reverse, not number. They support. And, by the combination of these guys, we can create a lot of things. I'll show you some example here. Multiple things you can create. Okay, and I think it might support one more interesting thing. Let me check. Let's say I have B, A, B, C, C, A, B, C, C, C. I think it might have. Let me check. Okay, A, B, C, 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 C. I'm looking for a character that will start with A, B, then C. But I'm looking for not all the C's. Okay, I want C from the range 3. Only 3 C's here. So I can give the range here. Only support C, but 3 times continuous. Or maybe I can give 3 times till 7 times. So over the C, only apply for C. Whatever you expect character you write, it's apply for the last character you add. From range from 3 to 7. So from 3 to 4, 5, 6, and 7. Whenever you find this combination, they will search for you. But if you search for like the ABC, it will not select. So they only find pattern till 7 range. So this range also you can give here. But if you don't write 7 here, if you put only 3, they will select exact 3. But if you write comma here, is start from 3 and is infinite. So how much time they will come? So I want minimum 3 C's, then maximum would be anything. In the reverse also, we can write comma 2, for example. If they support here, I don't have, or I have. They are not supporting this part. So some of the programming language they support. Okay, but here they are using PHP kind of syntax. But in some of the example they support. But this is the idea actually. One more example I would like to show you here is, let's say I have a data. I say hello, hi, hi, and hello something. Then only hello. Then something, hi, something, hello. So what is my requirement? There's a lot of text we have, and I am looking for searching for only those. I'm looking for hello first of all. They search all the hellos, but I'm searching for only that hello that is start of the line. If that word come or that pattern come on the starting of the line. So if that is a requirement, so this is not the hello. This is not the hello I'm looking for. Okay, if this is the requirement, then you can use again the cap symbol. So if you use cap outside your square bracket, then it will like searching and helping of the line. So they assert position at the start of the line, right? So this is the way it works. So whenever anything come in the start of line, you can search in this way. In the reverse, if you want a requirement, if you have a requirement, you want hello to become at the part of at the end of the line, you can use ambassador. Sorry, dollar. So all the hello to come on the end of the line, you can search. Okay. So this is so powerful concept actually. It look like simple, but if we combine these guys, a lot of advanced concept we can develop. And if you write both the guys, start or end also. If you see guys, only one hello they select. Why? Because this is the only hello that's come on the first and come on the last. So none of the other hello they show you. There's only the hello they show you. So if you think if you have one single character come on that particular line, you can search it. So these are the guys most common regex special characters. Right. For example, these guys are known as wildcards. These guys are known range, special characters, modifier, qualifier, multiple different character has a word actually, but overall these guys are known as wildcard. Any of the searching tool, because merging the searching tool, without these guys, you won't able to create proper queries. These guys require. And one thing I always show you pipe, you guys know or. So if you want to go for or you can use pipe. A very quick example here. I'm searching for hello. I'm also searching for hi. But they're two different characters or two different words, but I can use pipe here. Either hello or either hi. So whatever come up, anything either, I want this. So this is the kind of pipe we can do. Okay, one more small thing in the regular expression, right? If you type hello small, hello caps is different, right? So if you search for hello, they didn't search for cap H capital. So if you want to search for H capital, you do H here. But if you think you would like to search all the hello, either small, either caps, so you can use wildcard here. In the square bracket, type both the H. So hello is fixed, but H either start with H, a small case, or H, capital case, you can write. Okay, so that's what, here also we can use the cap. Okay, so let me take one, even let me share this screen. Maybe you can also create the example, something like this. So let me create one example here. Let's say I got a mail from this email ID. ID is vimal@gmail.com. So my company only need ID that is, I'm just writing randomly, that is like say Amit @ this is my company domain, this one. Okay, so you know what our requirement is? Our requirement is maybe randomly I just create this diagram example. So I am looking to retrieve only those email ID that is let me also write something here, something and then something. So guys, you know what I want? I just want you just write one regex here that retrieve only this ID. I don't want to highlight this. I don't want to match this. So I want to write a query that match or retrieve or search only this ID. You know, whatever I highlighted, I want to search. I don't want to search lwindia.com. I want to search this. And this name would be anything. Maybe it might be Amit. I don't know. I don't know what the name will be. Let me copy. Maybe some more ID we have. Let's say, let me copy. So maybe somebody might have GG something. Somebody have this ID. So any of the email ID. First of all, I am looking for all the email ID that is right. Second, I am looking for only those email ID that domain is lwindia.com. So I want guys, now this is the first time you'll take as a homework. Not a homework, do right now. Open this site. and in your laptop or with some mobile phone, just type these 4 or 5 email IDs. This also gmail.com. Write a query, okay, and that query will highlight all the email ID that domain is ldb.com. So this is the what I'm looking for. So I have to search in my database. I have to search in my post for prom database. Right, only those email ID that is ldb.com. The complete email ID. Just take 5 minutes. Right, so it's like 10:1. Just take 5 minutes, 10:06. Try it, and those guys who done successfully, please post your answer in the Q&A. So there's a live homework. Please do it. And here you might require these concepts. These are concepts you guys might require. Multiple concepts you have to attach together and do it. Yes, Gautam, you are right, but I'm looking for lwindia.com as a domain name, not gmail.com. But yeah, what you write is absolutely good. It will work, right? Guys, I also try one thing before you type. You send me the Q&A. Just try it here first. See, search they are searching or not. Then send me. Okay, don't guess. Just just try here, run it, check. In this kind of output, are they searching vimalgmail.com? Is not right. Are they searching Amit or all the email ID anywhere? No other word. It means whatever query you write is right. Whatever query you created, it is absolutely right. My requirement is to search all the email ID, complete email ID, complete email ID. And guys, good thing is this skills is very important. Even the for almost most of the guys, it is new, but you know, any of the domain you guys work, same concepts. There's no difference, right? Till now, I haven't got as such a perfect answer actually. As such, till now, I believe. Oh, you know what I want? I don't want any any query something like this. That, for example, somebody write this query. Somebody share this query to me, just for knowledge. Okay, somebody write dot star @lwindia.com. So technically it's not right. Why? They're not searching Gmail, but they're searching extra data also, right? I don't want. What I want, whatever query you write, it search only this part. Only this part. That's what I want. One more, guys. One more minute. Let's see. So somebody guys reached 99%, right? But there is some issue actually. One very small issue, some of the guys are not able to find what you write. They are not working good properly. They won't work good properly. Even very simple example, but it's very powerful, right? Because we have a lot of data. Where it's come up in the log file. We have a lot of data has come up, and somebody asking to search all the email IDs from this domain. Okay, so this is one of the great use case we have. So let me show you guys. Just try it, and also try to try to analyze the approach that I'm going to use. Okay, so my approach is, it is something like this. What I am looking for, what I am looking for, I am looking for this part. Okay, so I am looking for to my you should know the pattern, right? Our pattern is this one. Our pattern is this one. Or this one. What is the common thing? At the rate is common. Then one word is common. Then we have dot. Then we have one more word. And again we have one more word. Okay. But here the good thing I told you is lwindia.com is fixed. So technically this word is fixed. Let me start from here. First of all, at the rate is fixed. Then LW India is fixed. Then .com is fixed. This fixed, right? So what I am looking for is done. But this is not by complete email ID. If you search, or maybe we have some way to retrieve also. So if we use a way to retrieve, they only show you this part. That doesn't give you the complete email ID. Or maybe somewhere we might write lwindia.com in this way. So they also highlight this. This is not right email ID. Okay, I don't want this part. I want this name also. So this is the very small thing you have to do. So we have the word here. A word would be what? It would be any word, right? Any word. How many characters? Any number of characters. But does it contain maybe the email ID will be something like this: Ram 1 2 3, then K, then at the rate Albert. Does this email is right? Yes, absolutely right. So word would be any number of characters, okay, plus any of the word. But normally in the email ID, specific character they never support in none of the emails. Okay, so how can you type this? So we guys know if you go to this document, any known specific character we have to use W, backslash W. So what can we do? We can write here backslash W. So what they did, they highlight one character because W means any known special word or alphanumeric word character, sorry, but only one. But how many times it will come? Maybe one, maybe two, right? Maybe one, maybe two. So can I restart? Right, start here. Yes, these are all the guys. But start also means if you don't have any character, zero also. So instead of star, I can have to use plus. Now it searches everything for you. But guys, this is the question I ask you. But in this question, we have one flow. Most of guys have done this here till here, but we have one flow here. The flow is, if your email ID is this one, at lwindia.com, that's good. They highlighted it, they search. But instead of the dot, if I write P here, they also search P. Does this is the right email ID? No. Why they search P? Because I write dot here. Okay. So technically, according to us, DOS is a character, but according to regex, dot is not a character. Dot is just a special character here. So if you have any character that is special and you want to make it as a normal character, so normally in the regex they have support backslash. So while putting the backslash, any of the normal character, we can convert on, sorry, any of the special character like dot, like square bracket, like star, we can convert into the normal character. So any special character we can convert into a normal character by putting the backslash in the front of this guy. So that's all, guys. So this, if anybody has done this, this is the right answer. Okay, because whatever searching I'm searching, I want to search exact thing, right? So there's no flow. So any of the email ID type anywhere, any of the relevant email ID with lw.com, right? Dot. As soon as I type com, they won't select. But as you write com, they select it. But if you put any specific character here, they won't select. They select till here. Because they select, they think this is the email IDs, right? So that's what they have done. So anybody have done this? So they are right. Even though I tried to check all the queries, but but this is the right. Yes, also we can do in this way also. I think somebody has done in this way. We can put into the square bracket. This is also the right. This is also the right, because square bracket also means any of one character. But it is also right, but there is no good reason for this, because we use square bracket for searching multiple characters. So sometimes it looks confusing, those who know regular expression. So this is the right way to do actually. Because by this, anybody can come to know that you have some special character, but it is there in your actual text, the special character as a normal character. So that is this concept is called escaped. So you escape this. Okay, so that's what. So guys, this is a good example to practice, but you're gonna use this concept a lot. Let's come to our regex again, right? So to the Prometheus essay. So let's apply these logics to Prometheus, not in so much detail, but some basic example. Let's try. For example, if you talk about there's one more. This, if you see guys here, this same thing, right? So this symbol means regex, and now here you can apply all the things here. So I can say dot. So it starts with Docker, and dot means any of the character. Maybe Docker 1, Docker 2, Docker 3. So any of the characters. Okay, but it doesn't support all the regex, because the regex that I explain you, it is a generic regex, support almost in all the languages, but here it might doesn't support all the. For example, maybe if I write, let's say instead of the dot, if I write D, so it doesn't support D here. And what is D? D is the number, but almost all the characters support, right? So I can use star here, I can use dot here, or here, but some of the character it might doesn't support, but we can create it. For example, maybe if I go for square bracket, I can write here, let's say 1, 2, 3. So it support here. So you know why this is 1, 2, 3. So either Docker 1, Docker 2, Docker 3, or let's say here I write here 1, 3, 4, 7. So we node 1, node 3, node 4, node 7. So only node 1 the match. So those combinations you can go and search. And whatever you search, obviously same searching you can write in the Grafana, they also do for you. So don't consider guys every character work, but yeah, almost all the major characters. So these are the major characters, dot, and these guys, they support here. Okay, so this is one thing. Let me write one more query, maybe helpful query. So for example, I am looking for the node, and if you guys know a little bit about the partitions. So partition is also known as file system. So I'm looking for file system, let's say byte execute. So in two node 1 is my red hat, node 2 is also my red hat. Okay, so in that two operating system, right, all the hard disk or all the partitions I have, they show me. So if you know a little bit about partition, even though we are following the RISE training under me of Linux, last weekend we have discussed a lot of things about the partisans. So they show you this is the one of the partition I have SDA1. Okay, this is again one of the partition I have. This is again one of the partition I have SDA1 on my node 2. So they show you all about the partition information. But if you are looking for all the partition, the name is SDA1, SDA2, SDA3. So you can use these labels here. So these are the labels they have. Right? So every metric has their own labels. So here this is the label we have. So we can search this label like this and click. So they show me this node 1, node 2 has this partition. Or maybe in some of the ways they have partition number 2 or 3 also. So here again you can use, instead of 1 I can use dot. Dot is not the perfect character, but logically in the Linux partition is always between maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20. There will be special characters. So dot is okay for us. Okay, dot is okay for us. Or we can give the range like 0 to 9. But sometimes maybe partition number might be 11, right? It won't search. So dot is the good way to write here. Click. Okay. But why not searching? Because this is the regular expression I write. And for the regular expression, I use a tilde symbol. So I'm searching in all of my node I have in my company, maybe thousands of node I have, and all the node search and all the partition that is SDA1, SDA2, they show me with the size, what the size they have. Okay. Plus maybe, but guys, in this case we have one flow. If your partition number would be SDA2, so 22, 11 they won't search because dot means only 1. So I suggest to use plus here. Here you don't see any output, but plus is right. So it means dot means 1 character, plus means 1 character, 10 character, 100 characters. Okay, so they show you all the things. Right now they didn't show you anything. Plus I also want to search for some more partition. For example, right now if you see, I have some more partitions here. Okay, some partition name is not SDA1. They start with dev mapper. Okay, so I also want to search for these guys. So again, so we can use OR here. So second partition name might be dev mapper. So either their name will be SDA1, SDA2, SDA3, or maybe dev mapper. Okay, so click. Again, they're not showing me because technically the query that I show you, the output I show you, I don't have any label with the mapper. Okay, the complete name is dev mapper rel root, but somewhere rel home. So again, everywhere is a different name, but the common thing is dev mapper. So what I want after dev mapper, anything. So what can I do? Simple. After dev mapper, then we have slash, then anything in dot, or anything with n number of characters. So plus again, we can write execute. Now they show me. They show me all the partition they start with SDA, and all the partition they start with dev mapper. So these are the partition name in the Linux. So if you guys don't know the Linux, you can apply the same concept in any other person. So technically, if you want to filter your data to retain the value, why filter is important? Because there are thousands of nodes. Okay. So first of all, I would like to filter with a node and then comma. And guys, whenever you write 2 labels, I'm looking for the job and the device. If you put comma, this comma is work like an AND. Right now, if you see node 1 also coming, node 2 also coming, but if I execute, only node 1 come. But the node 1, they're only showing me dev mapper and the SD. So comma is work like an and pipe is work like OR. So what you would like to filter? And OR. Okay, so that's what they show you here. Okay, and whatever they show you here, let's say one more example here. Normally in the Linux, your hard disk name is SDA, sometimes SDB, right? I don't know. So you can use here square bracket A to Z. Normally it's always between A to Z only. A to Z. Again, it will be same output come up, but your query is more uh, advanced, more granular. We have created. So without having a regex, searching world never work. Searching work, you should be great in regex. So where you want to practice regex, or what are metrics, what are the online tool you want to use, you can use this. Okay, and now after you get the query, you think now this is the only thing we are looking for. There's none of the extra thing coming up. I'm looking for only for node 1 and all the parts of node 1. So node 1 is my server, and this is my Hadoop server. This is my storage server, NAS server, and I'm very much concerned about the storage. Okay, so I keep on monitoring the total number of bytes they have. Okay, so this is my concern. Okay, I'm looking, keep on monitoring the bytes. Even though this is the total bytes I have, so there's nothing changed because the total size they're showing you. But maybe I'm looking for some byte that is free bytes. It might change. Okay, so now if the query is there, you think it is good. Now at the time, rather you run this query here, or you see here in these graphical visuals. Why is fixed? Because these are total size, hard disk size. So why 3 lines? Because I'm looking for 3 size. One for this part and one for this, one for this. So 3 lines we have. So rather you use this graphics, right? You can just, if you think you are comfortable this query, just go to Grafana. Now here we can go and create the graph. Graph is called visual. And how you create the graph, I told you yesterday. For the graph, you have to first create one page. Inside the page, you have to create multiple boxes. So technically, this page is known as dashboard, and these boxes are known as panel. Inside the panel, you can go and create the graph, means visuals. But what graph show you? They show you whatever data you provide. But what data will provide? Right, is all depend upon the query language. What query we write. Accordingly, that particular data they provide you. Okay, so let me take this query. I'll go and create one dashboard. I'm going to add new panel. In this panel, I would like to visualize my data with a line graph. I click here, and then over here, I write my metrics. Means they ask you to add the query here. For which database? My Prometheus. Which query? This query. That's all. See guys, online graph come up. Your graph start coming. Okay. This graph it won't update automatic. As the time of you run, they update. Okay, but if you want this graph is keep on running on the real time, this graph is means this panel is keep on running this query on your behalf. You don't have to run manually. You don't want to run click manually here. Okay, Grafana will do automatically for you. So for this you can set your timer here. So here just go and set the timer 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds they internally they keep on running. See guys here on the real time is updating. You will see the straight line because this is the size we are looking for. Okay, but you can see in the real time they are updating this query for you. So technically guys, and the Grafana working is so simple, even though we'll discuss a lot of things about it, but if you know the queries, you can do whatever you feel like. Okay, so let me create one one query. Okay, so let's say I'm looking for again, let's say memory of free, exactly something that we discussed already. Now you are looking for memory for what? For both the nodes. That's good. So I think in the memory there's no great thing we will see, because this query we already discussed yesterday. But yeah, let's very simple example. Same example repeat might be. Okay. So this is the query. So I'm I think my node 1 is very critical, running with some critical app server. I'm very concerned to search about this particular you know memory. So I'll just copy this guy. It is working good. I'll go to Grafana and again I'll write it. But because this is one panel, so in one panel you can only run one query. So what can you do? You just apply this. This one panel created, and then this panel only searching for storage. I can add one more panel in the top. Add, it is a new panel. I also want to show in the graph which query. This query. This query is only searching for my node 1 and only the memory RAM, and every 5 seconds they're updating. That's all. So it become my new panel. Two panels is bigger, and both the guys are refreshing every 5 seconds, and the real-time memory they are updating. But let me pick one more very simple example. Right? Let's say let me go. So guys, how I am doing. I'm not actually writing queries. I am first make myself very comfortable to check all the things. Let's say I have one, let's say HTTP response, right, or number of byte count, execute. So we have one HTTP server running somewhere. I expect technically in the Prometheus they run their own HTTP server. All right, are running, and they are showing you the size bytes count. Yeah, so they are showing you the total value of byte transfer. So we click here, which is keep on increasing. Okay, so there's one more function you can do here. You can sum it. Even though we have only one, but maybe you have multiple example, you can sum it. So what sum do? It will give the sum of the total byte transfer. Right now I have one single response, but I might have multiple response of estimate. So let's say, not take this example. Let's say we have Prometheus. If it's working, Prometheus HTTP. All right, response size byte count. Let's say with this example. So if you see guys here, Prometheus, because if you know, just for testing I'm using this. One of my target is Prometheus, and Prometheus is like a web server, and web server have multiple pages, right? Like /new /support /login. So what I'm interested in, I would like to search all the pages. Okay, so what I found in a Prometheus job, anybody who come to this particular location /IP/metrics 335 times they come. Anybody come to this particular location /1 time they come. So they show you all the number of times, how many times they come. But if you want to, so these are the different values, right? So this is I have one web server, this location or this URL, they come this much time. This particular URL is called endpoint, they come this much time. So if you want to count these values, not count, you want to sum these values. So there's one function called sum. You can use sum here. And what it do, it will sum. Technically, in my web server running inside the Prometheus, because Prometheus has their own web server, the web server already running inside the Prometheus, a total 451 times we reached. And now, if you want to show this kind of data, a 415 is a number, is a one value. And if you want to show this thing in the Grafana, let me add one more new panel. If you go for graph and write this query, right, it will show you. So according to time, it will increase. So from 9 p.m. to 10:30, you can see it is increasing, because you know what, I'm giving training on the Prometheus. So I keep on refreshing the page. So it is increasing. Okay. So you can show the line graph, but if somebody is interested on the total number, okay, so you can see here the total number 4, 5, 4, 6, 3, 4, 10 is. But if anybody interested only to show the numbers, so we can change the visuals. And then here you can see the stats. This is the number they show you in that particular time, last 6 hours, or whatever range they have. Or we can see the gaze here. So this is gaze. So in the real time, they are updating this number. So from last off, so they are showing the number of last, whatever range you can just go and select from last 1 hour 280. So last 5 minute 442. So whatever the data they have till last 5 minute, they're showing. Or it a gaze, right? So if I run 5 seconds, every 5 seconds is a gaze. You know, the meter that you have in the car, it is keep on decreasing. In the real time, they show you the number 448. Now it becomes 448. So it's keep on increasing, decreasing, right? So we'll talk about the different kind of visuals, right? So it is my only intention is to explain you here, depend upon what kind of data I would like to show you. Accordingly, you can create the visuals. So you want to see the real-time graph in this way. You want to see the number increasing, decreasing like a meter, or as it's called gaze. You can see it. And we can also want to create a dashboard, also good look and feel dashboard. So all the things we will do in the next class. So my next class, guys, plan is, again, we will talk a lot about advanced stuff about the queries. My today's focus was about in this guys. So you're going to filter something. This is the regex you have to use. After a filter, you can do a lot of operations. Very simple operation I show you today. Very simple operation that I show you today is sum. But likewise, we have a lot of advanced function of aggregation, group by, other operations, right? That I will show you tomorrow. But in the operation, first you have to do filters. Without having the data, you don't know on which data you want to do. So first filter the data, then we will apply the operations that we will do. But you see, guys, real time, right? It's so beautiful. Even though we can make this dashboard very beautiful, that we will do. But first let's feel about different concepts, different kind of graph, different queries. Then we will do it. Okay, so I suggest, guys, do everything on the Kubernetes. I just one small caution to be you should know. I am running everything on the top of Kubernetes. As soon as you restart the Kubernetes, port again redeploy, rerun. After port rerun, all the data you have is ephemeral, they removed. It means whatever the panel we created here, our login and password, whatever settings we have done here in the configuration file, everything goes away. Okay, so I'm just giving you as a small homework. You just try by yourself. When you launch the Prometheus or the Grafana, okay, just found a way that where they're storing everything. It is the same example that I show you in the WordPress and the MySQL. And wherever they're storing your data, you have to mount with PVC. So right now, if I restart, everything goes away. Either remove the port or restart my Kubernetes, all of the data will goes away. So next class, when I show you, that time I will also explain you, even though you will find by yourself also so simple, to mount the storage. Like in WordPress, I mount with where HTML, in MySQL, I mounted where lib MySQL. Similarly, you have to mount somewhere where you have to find by yourself, right? So just try yourself. You can find very easily. You can log in inside and you can check also in the port and accordingly mount the PVC there. Right. So this is one more thing. One more small announcement. It's not an announcement, but I'm happy to share with you. I told you in the my ML Ops class also. So tomorrow class, tomorrow, guys, we are starting the hybrid cloud computing. The timing is 6:30. The one great thing about